Buying a house can be one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking moments of your life. You're picturing yourself in your dream home, maybe with a big backyard for your dog, or finally having that home office you've always wanted. But let me tell you, the real estate market is a jungle, and if you don't do your homework, you can easily end up overpaying, or worse, buying a home that comes with a nightmare of hidden problems. But don't worry. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to buy a house without getting screwed. This is the ultimate guide, packed with the tips and tricks I've learned from years of buying and selling real estate. Let's get into it. Look, before you even open up Zillow or start driving around looking at open houses, we need to talk about your finances. And I'm not just talking about checking your credit score, I'm talking about really understanding how much house you can comfortably afford. Forget what the bank pre-approves you for. Those guys are just looking at your debt-to-income ratio. They don't know your spending habits, your lifestyle, or your financial goals. You need to create a realistic budget that factors in everything. Your monthly income, your expenses, your savings goals, even that avocado toast you love so much. Don't forget about those hidden costs of home ownership, property taxes, insurance, potential HOA fees. These can add up quickly and blow your budget if you're not prepared. Trust me, it's much better to know your limits up front than to be stuck with a mortgage payment that keeps you living paycheck to paycheck. Remember, buying a house is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about finding a place that fits your life and your finances, not just impressing your friends on Instagram. So, get comfortable with those spreadsheets, crunch those numbers, and set a budget you can stick with. In the next chapter, we're going to talk about finding the right real estate agent, someone who's going to fight for you and make sure you're getting the best deal possible. Finding the right real estate agent is like finding a rare Pokemon card. It can be a game changer. But seriously, this is one of the most important decisions you'll make during the home buying process. Remember, not all agents are created equal. You don't want some rookie who's just going to show you a few houses and pressure you into making an offer. You want someone who's going to fight for you, someone who knows the market inside and out, and someone who's not afraid to negotiate hard on your behalf. Think of your real estate agent as your personal real estate warrior. They're going to be your advocate, your advisor, and your secret weapon in this crazy market. So, how do you find this real estate unicorn? First, ask for referrals from friends, family, or colleagues who have recently bought or sold a home. Don't be afraid to interview multiple agents before choosing one. Remember, you're the client and you're paying their commission. Ask about their experience, their negotiation style, and their knowledge of the specific neighborhoods you're interested in. A good agent will listen to your needs, understand your budget, and be honest with you, even if it means telling you something you don't want to hear. They should be responsive to your calls and emails, proactive in finding new properties, and always have your best interests at heart. Finding the right agent can take some time and effort, but trust me, it's worth it. A great agent can save you thousands of dollars, help you avoid costly mistakes, and make the entire home buying process smoother and less stressful. Now, once you've found your real estate warrior, it's time to move on to the next crucial step, the home inspection. All right, so you found a house you love, you're picturing yourself hosting epic parties in that spacious kitchen, and you're ready to make an offer. Hold your horses. Before you get too excited, there's one crucial step you absolutely cannot afford to skip: the home inspection. I know what you might be thinking, Graham, isn't that an extra expense? The house looks great online. But trust me, this is not the place to cut corners. A home inspection can uncover hidden problems that could end up costing you a fortune down the road. Think of it like this. You wouldn't buy a used car without getting it checked out by a mechanic, right? The same logic applies to buying a house. You need a professional to give it a thorough inspection and make sure there aren't any major issues lurking beneath the surface. A good home inspector will examine everything from the foundation to the roof, looking for signs of water damage, mold, pests, structural problems, electrical issues, and more. They'll also check the plumbing, heating and cooling systems to make sure they're in good working order. Think of it as an investment in your peace of mind. The inspection report can be your secret weapon in negotiations. If the inspector finds any major problems, you can use that information to ask the seller to fix them before closing, or to negotiate a lower price to cover the cost of repairs. Remember, knowledge is power. By getting a home inspection, you're arming yourself with the information you need to make an informed decision and avoid any nasty surprises after you move in. In the next chapter, we're going to dive into the art of negotiation. All right, so you've found a house you love, you've had it inspected, and you're ready to make an offer. Now comes the fun part, negotiation. Remember, in real estate, everything is negotiable. The listing price is just a starting point. Don't be afraid to ask for what you want, even if it seems like a long shot. The worst thing they can say is no, right? Your real estate warrior, that amazing agent you hired earlier, will be your secret weapon in this process. They'll help you craft a compelling offer that takes into account market conditions, comparable properties, and any repair costs you might be facing. One of the first things to consider is closing costs. These are the fees associated with finalizing the mortgage and transferring ownership of the property. They can add up quickly, so don't be afraid to ask the seller to contribute towards closing costs, especially in a buyer's market. If the inspection revealed any necessary repairs, that's another opportunity to negotiate. You can ask the seller to fix the issues before closing or offer a lower price to account for the cost of repairs. Remember, negotiation is about finding a win-win situation for both parties. Be respectful, be professional, and be prepared to walk away if you're not getting what you need. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Stick to your budget, trust your gut, and don't be afraid to walk away from a deal that doesn't feel right. In the next chapter, we're going to demystify the world of real estate contracts. Chapter 5. Step 5. Understand the contract. Don't sign anything you don't get. Okay, we're getting close to the finish line. You've found your dream home, you've negotiated a great deal, and now it's time to sign on the dotted line. But hold on a minute. Before you grab that pen, we need to talk about the real estate contract. This isn't just some formality. It's a legally binding document that outlines the terms of your purchase. Don't just skim through it and assume everything is standard. Take your time, read every word carefully, and don't be afraid to ask questions. Remember those legal dramas where someone signs a contract without reading it and ends up losing everything? Yeah, you don't want to be that person. This is where having a good real estate agent and a real estate attorney on your side is crucial. They can help you understand the fine print, explain any confusing clauses, and make sure your interests are protected. Pay close attention to things like contingency clauses. These give you the right to back out of the deal if certain conditions aren't met, like if your financing falls through or the home inspection reveals major problems. Make sure you understand the difference between being pre-qualified and pre-approved for a mortgage. Pre-qualification is just an estimate based on your self-reported financial information, while pre-approval involves a more thorough review of your finances and shows sellers that you're a serious buyer. The contract will also outline the earnest money deposit, the closing date, and who's responsible for what before closing. Remember, knowledge is power, and understanding the contract is your best defense against any surprises down the road. Chapter 6. Step 6. Control your emotions. Don't let FOMO make you overpay. We're in the home stretch now, but this is where things can get tricky. See, buying a house isn't just a financial transaction. It's an emotional roller coaster. You're picturing yourself building a life in this house, creating memories, and finally achieving that dream of home ownership. And while it's important to be excited about this new chapter, it's crucial not to let your emotions cloud your judgment. Trust me, I've seen countless buyers get caught up in the heat of the moment, making rash decisions they later regret. One of the biggest culprits is FOMO, that fear of missing out. You find a house you love, you hear there are other interested buyers, and suddenly you're caught in a bidding war, willing to do whatever it takes to win. But here's the thing. A house is only a good deal if it's a good deal for you, not just because someone else wants it. Don't let FOMO pressure you into overpaying, exceeding your budget, or waiving important contingencies. Remember that budget we meticulously crafted in the beginning? This is where it becomes your anchor, your voice of reason in the midst of the emotional storm. If you find yourself getting caught up in the excitement, take a step back, take a deep breath, and remind yourself of your priorities. Is this house truly the right fit for your needs and your finances, or are you letting your emotions get the best of you? Remember, there will always be other houses, other opportunities. Don't settle for anything less than what you deserve. In the next chapter, we'll cover the final walk through. Your last chance to make sure everything is in order before you sign on the dotted line. Chapter 7. Step 7. The final walkthrough. One last look before you leap. Congratulations! You're almost at the finish line of your home buying journey. You've navigated the market, negotiated like a pro, and you're just days away from getting the keys to your new home. But before you break out the champagne, there's one final crucial step. The final walkthrough. This isn't just a formality, it's your last chance to make sure everything is in order before you sign those closing documents. Think of it as your final inspection, your opportunity to catch any last-minute issues or surprises. During the walkthrough, you'll want to double-check that any agreed-upon repairs have been completed to your satisfaction. Don't be afraid to be thorough. Test the appliances, flush the toilets, run the faucets, and make sure everything is in working order. Check for any damage that might have occurred since your last visit. Pay attention to the little things too. Are all the fixtures and appliances that were included in the sale still there? Is the property clean and ready for you to move in? If you spot any problems during the walkthrough, no matter how small, don't hesitate to bring them up with your agent and make sure they're addressed before closing. This is your last chance to ensure that everything is exactly as it should be. Remember, this is a major investment and you deserve to move into your new home with peace of mind, knowing that everything is in tip-top shape. Congratulations, you made it! By following these steps, you'll be able to buy a house with confidence, avoid costly mistakes, and, most importantly, avoid getting screwed. Remember, buying a house is a huge decision, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. By being prepared, doing your homework and following these tips, you can navigate the process with confidence and find a home that brings you joy for years to come. If you found this guide helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more tips on making smart financial decisions, and share this video with anyone who's thinking about buying a home.